business in English. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. In the video today, I will give you some advices and the questions that will help you if you are applying for a job as a junior SAP functional consultant. So a junior consultant for finance or logistics, including sales and distribution, material management, production planning, and so on. The video will not go into the general advices such as being well dressed and well presentable and so on, but I will talk about the SAP related advices. Before going into any job interview, I like to think about the objective of the interview from the point of view of the interviewer. Now, I'm applying for a job as a junior SAP consultant, which means I don't have a lot of technical knowledge. So most of the questions will be based on the meaning of the job that I will do, that I understand what is an SAP consultant, the basic technical aspects of SAP, and the basics of business processes. And of course, communication skills, because communication skills are included in everything. So before you go, you need to read the job description carefully and understand every point in it. What is being an SAP consultant? You have to understand the business process of the customer. You have to implement it in the system, deliver training, do testing of the system, and do documentation in all the project phases. And documentation is a very hectic and a very time-consuming activity. So normally the interviewer needs to confirm that the applicant understands that he will have to do different activities and he cannot say no to any of them. As an SAP consultant, we have to do all of these as a team. So we have to do documentation, training, implementation, and so on. So this is a very important point. Also, as I explained before, you will be interviewed in English because many customers are either English speakers or we are looking for English speaking customers in international organizations, for example. So the interview will definitely be in English. You need to be ready with your introduction. You need to be ready with your vocabulary. So the words that you will use to explain the meaning of ERP, the different business processes, and so on. So be ready to speak about yourself and about the system and about the business in English with confidence. And if you ever find something that you don't know, if you are being asked a question you don't know the answer to, you have to say that I don't know the answer. So you can either say I am not sure about the answer, but I think it can be this, or you can say I don't know the answer, but I know I can find it if I look in SAP blogs or in SAP community networks, for example. So have your answer ready in case you are asked a question you cannot answer. Now I will give you some basic interview questions that are being asked to anyone who applies for an SAP junior functional consultant job. So if you are applying as a financial consultant, logistics, any functional module, you will be asked these same questions. Of course, there are some questions that are related to every area, but I'm not going to discuss this today. Today is all about the general interview questions that are asked to everyone. So number one is, what is the meaning of ERP? You need to know that ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning, and you don't have to know the definition by heart, but you need to know the keywords that you must include when you explain the meaning of ERP. So the keywords, from my opinion, are different modules or different areas or different business departments, different business processes, and integration and reporting. So for example, you can say something like an ERP is a system that handles the different business processes in the different departments of the company while integrating all of them and giving us the ability to do reports on the level of a business process, of a department, or the overview of the company. So this is a complete definition. And you need to understand the meaning of every one of these. So what is the meaning of integration? It means that when we do an action in one business process, it will generate other actions in different areas automatically. So this is the meaning of integration. And normally you will be asked about an example of this. So give me an example about the integration. And this here we can either mention the order to cash or procure to pay processes. I have already made videos explaining both of them in details. So there is a video called Overview of Order to Cash and another Overview of Procure to Pay. You need to know these videos by heart. So you will either be asked about an example of a business process that has integration, and then you can mention one of them, or you will be asked about one of them specifically. So tell me about the flow of the order to cash process. And when you are asked this question, you need to mention the different steps. So we have to create a purchase order, do goods receipt, do invoicing, and so on. And in every step, you mention the integration points. This is very important, even if you are not asked. So give me an example of the order to cash process. Explain the different steps, and in every step say, here we have integration. This shows that you understand that you are not working alone, and that the system is an integrated thing and all the team will be working together. And if you are applying as a financial consultant, you need to know the financial entries by heart. You will definitely be asked about them. What is the financial entry of goods receipt? What is the financial entry of goods issue, and so on. If you are applying as a logistics consultant, I don't expect you to know the financial entries, but I expect you to know when the integration with material management will happen. So for example, when we do a goods receipt, our inventory levels will increase. When we do a goods issue, our inventory levels will decrease, and so on. You may also be asked about the meaning of SAP and why you want to work as an SAP consultant. So I am not going to say you need to know that SAP means system, application, and programming. I don't think this is important at all. But you need to know that SAP is a German company that started a very long time ago. They started with an ERP system, and along the years they have improved this ERP system with the different implementations they did for different big companies. And nowadays SAP is being used in many international organizations, and they have a very good best practice included in the system. So whenever they go to a company, they can propose the best practices that can be used for their industry. And working as an SAP consultant will help me understand the most important business processes and the best practices of the business, and also will give me a promising career in working in good organizations. These are the basic questions I know from experience are asked in the most SAP junior consultant interviews. There are some advanced questions that not everyone can answer, but of course they will add a good mark to your score. So for example, what is the meaning between SAP ECC and SAP S4HANA? And here you don't have to mention a very technical difference, or you don't even have to know the meaning of ECC, for example. But you need to know that SAP ECC is the old version of SAP ERP, and in 2015 SAP introduced SAP S4HANA, which has been a breakthrough in the field of ERP. It is a very good ERP system, and now customers are either using SAP ECC and moving to SAP S4HANA, or are using SAP S4HANA directly. I have also did another video explaining the difference between ECC and S4HANA in a little bit more details. I recommend you also watch it before you go to your interview. This is it for the video for today. I cannot think of any other questions that are asked for anyone who is applying for a functional consultant job. If I can think of any others, I will include them either in the comments or I will make another video. If you have any questions of your own that you either asked someone in an interview or someone asked you in an interview, then please leave me a comment and let's discuss if these questions are important or not and how to best answer them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Hello everyone, I'm Vikramaditya here. Welcome to JH Softtech, and in this session I'm going to discuss with you all the SAP Basis Overview, and this is specifically for beginners who does not have any idea about Basis and what is this module all about. So let's start with what is Basis.
Welcome back to the channel. In the video today, hi and welcome back to the channel. I have received a lot of questions on what is the difference between SAP ECC and SAP S4HANA, and my answer to this question was always that the answer is too long. So today I'm going to tell you in detail how you can find the differences between SAP ECC and SAP S4HANA per module. So if you are working on finance module, you can know the difference. If you are working on materials management, if you are working on sales and distribution, you can know in details the difference between SAP ECC and SAP S4HANA. And I'm also going to tell you how you can find the difference between the different SAP S4HANA versions that have been issued by SAP until now. But before we start, I hope that everyone is staying safe with the circumstances of Corona. I hope that you find the time you spend at home enjoyable and useful. It is not an easy situation, but now we have more time to do things that we didn't have time to do before. So for example, learn something new, try to do some posts on the social media about your career or so. For me, I have always wanted to record an SAP configuration course on Udemy that I never started. I have been delaying it forever. So hopefully this will give me the time to challenge myself and start doing this course. It is a lot of work, so I'm actually very lazy to do, but hopefully I will convince myself to start recording the course now, since there is a lot of time and I'm not allowed to go outside as most of the people now. So I hope you find this time useful. I know it is a hard situation, but I hope you find it useful and try to use this time to learn something new. Also, I hope you don't mind the echo in the audio. I have a very weird echo today that I'm not sure how to get rid of. There is no way, to my knowledge, on how to get rid of this echo without spending a lot of money, so I actually don't know. I don't know if you can hear it. I will try to get rid of it in the after production, but hopefully it doesn't annoy you while watching the video. So let's start. Whenever SAP releases a new SAP S4HANA version, they also release a document that's called SAP Simplification List. So this is a PDF format document. It is free for everyone. You can find it on help.sap.com. And this document includes all the updates, all the differences between the old version and the new version. So if you go to the first document, the first simplification document released by SAP when they started SAP S4HANA, you will find the difference between S4HANA and the ECC. And then if you go to the newer documents, you will find the differences between every S4HANA version and the newer one. So to do this, all you have to do is to go to help.sap.com and then you search for simplification list. You will find a lot of useful documents. I'm going to focus only on what we need for now. So I'm going to filter on S4HANA. So S4HANA on-premise. And the format I'm looking for is PDF. So I'm going to unselect this and keep only PDF. Now, as you see, we have simplification list for 1709, 1909. There is a lot of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter here with the version. So if I want to know the difference between ECC and S4HANA, I will go to the first one, 1511. So this is the first simplification list published by SAP. So if you go here, you will find simplification list for SAP S4HANA On-Premise Edition 1511. So open this document. And here, it is free for everyone. You don't even have to log into the website. So now if I go to the table of contents, for example here, as you see, you have simplification list per application area. So this is what I was telling you about. For every module, you can find the differences. You don't have to go through the whole document. It can be a lot of work, but you can look on the index, and if you find something interesting or related to your project, related to your area, you have to read it. Why? Now, some functions were not available in SAP ECC, and also some other things were available in SAP ECC, but were updated and upgraded in SAP S4HANA. Now, if you don't know what are the applications that have been replaced or what are the new functionalities, you are going to give a wrong solution to your customer. Or if you are someone who has SAP and you are going to convert to SAP S4HANA, then you have to also to know this so you can know what to expect from S4HANA. So for example, if we start by the first one, you have the business partner approach. So this was one of the biggest changes in SAP S4HANA, that we don't have customer master data and vendor master data separate anymore. We have business partners. So if you go to the business partner approach, it will explain in detail what is business partner, what are the transactions that have been replaced. So you cannot go to the normal transactions for ECC, for master data, for customers and vendors now. You have to use the new transaction, which is BP. So now you cannot, so this will explain to you what are the transactions that have been replaced and how does it work. Let's take a very simple example because this one I needed in one of the projects. Now, if you look here, so this is all in master data. We didn't even go to the other modules. If you look here to the material number field length extension, this is extremely important. So this is a very simple example. In SAP ECC, the material number field was only 18 digits. In SAP S4HANA, this is 40 digits. It may like sound simple to you, but now imagine a customer that has a very long material number field. In ECC, you didn't have a solution. You had to do a user exit or an enhancement or a custom code. Now in SAP S4HANA, it is a standard that you can get the material number field up to 40 digits. So this is important if you go here. So it will explain in detail. So material number field length extension. On-premise edition 15.11 can support a material number with 40 characters, and it explains everything. So see, the material number is extended from 18 to 40 characters. This is the same for all the other documentations. So you also have other documents like getting started and conversion guide. This is free. These are free documentation, free PDFs you can use to help you in your project, and they are very helpful. Now, if you look to other versions, so for example, if I go to the latest one, 1909 latest. So if you open the simplification list for 1909, it will show you the difference between 1909 and 1809. So every simplification list will show you the differences between the current version and the older one. So if you want to see the difference between S4HANA and ECC, you go to the first version, which is 15.11. So now if we go here, I also recommend that you go to the index. Don't try to go through the document without the index. It has a lot of details. So let's go to the index. For example, here we have a lot of things related to cleanup of orphaned objects, a lot of things related to ABAP. Then you have some Fiori applications, some custom fields, changes in Process Observer. So again, you can go through this, and it's also by module. So it's separated by module also. So here you have material data management integration. And also if you go down here, you have commodity management, customer service, financial. So there are some updates on finance in 1909 from 1809. You can check them here. So this is, in short, how you can see the differences. You have the index. The index will show you for every area, like every module, what are the changes. And don't forget to check the master data, because this is a common area between all the modules. So this is it. Now, you don't have to go and answer someone on the difference between ECC and S4HANA, and you get how complicated this is. So this is, for 15.11, this is a huge document, guys. So when someone asks me what's the difference between SAP S4HANA and SAP ECC, I really cannot answer it. So let's see how many pages we have here. So this is a document of 269 pages of differences between S4HANA and ECC. So giving you a simple answer would be unfair. It would be misleading. If you want to know the difference between SAP ECC and S4HANA, go to the document and see the parts you are interested in and read it. It is very, very important. This is it. I hope this was useful to you. I hope you find the answer you are looking for. And of course, don't forget to leave me your comments. Let me know if this video is good for you, and also share it with others. Share it on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and leave me your comments. And interact with me also on LinkedIn if you want. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me the questions. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you again in another video soon, hopefully. Thank you.